Welcome to Trend Cards. Let's get right into it. Today's explainer is all about analyzing the verified facts behind a brewing accountability crisis in the AI industry. We're skipping the hype and looking strictly at the data, driven by three massive, confirmed developments from the summer of 2026. To kick things off, a C+. And just to be clear, that is not an industry average. That was the absolute highest grade any major AI developer managed to score on the Future of Life Institute's Summer 2026 AI Safety Index. Every single one of the 9 leading companies evaluated completely failed to meet the highest safety standards. And what is underpinning these safety failures? Well, it's intense financial pressure. $3 trillion. According to an analysis by Sequoia Capital partner David Kahn, that is the exact revenue the AI industry needs to generate just to justify its staggering $1.5 trillion infrastructure spend in 2026 alone. Published in August 2026, the Future of Life Institute's AI Safety Index is a biannual assessment. It evaluates 9 of the biggest AI developers across 6 distinct dimensions of safety and security. Now, what's absolutely crucial to understand here is that this is not an industry self-report. It's not the labs grading themselves. It's conducted by an independent panel of experts, from AI researchers to ethicists and policy experts. It's an objective, third-party scorecard designed to measure their actual practices against their stated commitments. And the direct finding from their report, quote, "No major AI lab made the honor roll. Like we just established, the absolute ceiling was a C+. That means the best performing AI company in the world still received a grade indicating fundamentally insufficient safety practices when measured against rigorous independent benchmarks." To really understand this failure, we have to define the framework we're talking about here. RSP stands for Responsible Scaling Policy. Pioneered by Anthropic and later adopted by others, this was meant to be the foundational framework where companies made specific, verifiable commitments that they would halt AI development if their models ever reached dangerous or uncontrollable capability levels. Basically, it was designed to reassure everyone, investors and the public alike. But when you look at the verified data, companies have systematically downgraded these binding commitments. The original pledge was pretty definitive, right? We will pause if X happens. But over time, the revised pledge quietly became much more discretionary. We will consider pausing if X happens, subject to review. These leading AI labs basically built a quiet internal escape hatch into their own safety frameworks, right at the same time their frontier models were getting substantially more powerful. And the independent reviewers caught this. They directly cited Anthropic, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Meta for this exact behavior. The FLI officially called it moving goalposts and bluntly recommended that these labs reverse the RSP 3.0 walkback to actually restore some credibility to their safety commitments. So it's confirmed by independent graders that the major developers are actively diluting their own promises. Let's look at the math here based on data from Sequoia Capital because it represents truly unprecedented financial pressure. In 2026, AI infrastructure spending is projected to hit a massive $1.5 trillion. To justify that kind of capital expenditure, the industry needs $3 trillion in revenue. Put that into perspective for a second. The entire global software industry right now currently generates roughly $700 billion. So the AI sector literally needs to generate over 4 times the revenue of the entire existing software ecosystem just to justify its current pace of spending. So where are they actually at? As of April 2026, Anthropic hit $30 billion in annualized recurring revenue, officially surpassing OpenAI, which is sitting at $25 billion. It's really worth noting here that Anthropic saw a massive 3.3x growth in just 4 months, all while spending 4 times less on training than OpenAI. So these are verified, incredibly efficient growth metrics for the top frontier model developers. But even with that massive, highly efficient growth, the math is still incredibly stark. 34 of the leading AI startups, including Anthropic and OpenAI, generate a combined total of roughly $80 billion in ARR. That represents exactly 2.7% of the $3 trillion needed. And this massive disparity creates immense pressure. When an industry needs that volume of capital return, the systemic temptation to ship products faster and maybe cut corners on costly safety measures significantly increases. Because the industry is failing its independent safety grades while desperately racing to close this huge revenue gap, regulators are now stepping in. Illinois recently passed SB 315, the AI Safety Measures Act. This officially makes Illinois the very first state to legally mandate independent, third-party safety audits of frontier AI models. It also legally forces these major developers to formally disclose risks and report safety incidents directly to state authorities. And the compliance timeline here is strict and confirmed. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed this bill into law on July 6, 2026. But the critical date you need to watch is January 1, 2028. That is the exact date when independent third-party audits officially become legally mandatory for any major AI developer operating in the state of Illinois. The mechanics of this new law are pretty straightforward, but they're powerful. First, a company has to clearly outline its internal safety framework. Second, a state-approved independent auditor actually reviews their development practices. And third, that auditor publicly verifies if the company is genuinely adhering to its own rules. So Illinois is essentially codifying the exact kind of accountability that the FLI noted is completely missing right now. The voluntary era of AI safety? It's officially ending. Based on all these verified facts, what does this actually mean in practice across the industry? Well, if you're an AI user, you need to understand that the products you rely on are built by companies currently lagging in fundamental safety infrastructure. For developers, you need to start building rigorous compliance documentation right now to prepare for those 2028 audits. If you're an investor, you really must scrutinize AI companies against that $3 trillion revenue gap, demand real paths to revenue, not just growth projections. And for policymakers, watch Illinois closely. It's now serving as the de facto template for enforceable state-level AI oversight nationwide. Which brings us to our final, central question. Can the AI industry close this massive $3 trillion revenue gap without sacrificing core safety protocols in the process? Right now, looking at those independent C+ grades and the quiet rewriting of pause pledges, the data suggests they are seriously struggling to balance speed and accountability. We're going to continue tracking the data and bringing you the verified facts. Thanks for joining this explainer on Trend Guards, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.